I'm gonna go ahead and show how we can record session replay demos and how the platform works. So this is our German platform. We do have the session replay player where you can see, sessions where users did actions in the site. And you have the timeline up here, and the timeline is filled with lots of different markers. So first one, every time that a user actually clicks on the add to cart, we're gonna see the event there in timeline as a shopping cart icon. So likewise, every time a user searches something in the site and it doesn't really exist, we're gonna make that event, record that event as a no search result. For user facing errors, so every time a user clicks a link or something that gives an error, so in this case it's a page not found error, we're gonna have those markers there for the customer. Likewise, if the customer removes a product from the cart, or you see the page not found there. And also you can see the rage click, which is every time the user clicks 3 times in a rapid sequence, it registers that as a rage click. Thumbs up and thumbs down are just feedback options there. And as I was saying, every time the product is removed from the cart, we're gonna have a removed from cart there. These other ones, that clicks, every time they click an item or an element that doesn't really do anything, so that's going to be considered as a dead click. And we're going to go ahead and show how we can record this same session replay here as it is. So it's going to be in 5 steps here. So the first one, we need to add the extension agent. So this is an agent that is going to actually record the steps for the user, and I'm gonna record the whole thing. So I'm gonna open a new tab here, go into Germain, State, Browser Extensions, and I do have here one that is disabled. I'm going just to remove that for our sake here, and I'm gonna create that again. So our domain, our site is going to be this one, the artisan, and I do have that host already, or should have already one option for already created hosts, but I don't think that is all right. So we can create that one real quick. So click the plus, the artisan, host name, that's going to be the artisan.com, OS family, that's unknown, and that should be it. I'm gonna close that up. Application is the same. I already have one created here for me. Just gonna copy that and set that as label. UX profile, we're gonna use Shopify because that site is a Shopify site, and yeah, that should be it. So I'm gonna finish that. Now, if I go to this site, I'm going to just open the browser extension here once again, refresh it. It's gonna pick up that new configuration, and I'm going to refresh my site, and I can see already that we have the thumbs up, thumbs down here. The site should be now already monitoring. Just gonna go ahead and clear the cookies here so I can have a clean state. All right, so we have shopping, it's clear, everything's clear. Okay, just gonna log in into this one again. And now, as a second step, we're gonna go ahead and navigate on the site and check, what would we be recording? So as any product site, I would just kind of scroll a little bit, check for products, add this to the wish list, just navigate a little bit, check for another product, maybe go ahead and add this to the cart. For this site, and notice that if I go to the wish list, I always get the page not found. So that's an error in this site, and that's good to also record in the demo so we can see that happening. Also, if I go to the search and I search for pants, it returns me something, but if I search for shoes, it doesn't really return anything. So we want to have this situation here, because then we can see the no search result in the timeline. Alright, so I think that's gonna be it. So when I go and I check the cart, I can remove the product over here, and I can go ahead and check out. So I think that is gonna be what I'm gonna do. Alright, so next step, we're gonna need to add the empty search pattern to the UX monitoring profile. So the way we do this, as you recall, if I go and search for something that doesn't really exist, I'm gonna find this message here. So I'm just gonna copy this message. Then I'm going to go to GermainUX UX monitoring profiles, Shopify, which is the monitoring profile we have. I'm gonna expand the init script here, and over here I have an empty search message array. I'm going to add that string there as one of my strings, and I'm going to use a regex pattern for anything that is gonna change. So anything over here is not gonna change the message, but the content that I searched is actually going to change. So I'm adding this to it. Also, you can see I have a debugger here, so that's important just for testing purposes. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And to test it out, I'm just going to actually open a new, open a incognito tab. I may already have one open. Let me just check. Yeah, I do have one open. All right. So I have this. I'm gonna go open a new inspect, and if I search something that doesn't really exist, I should hit that debugger. Yeah, you can see here, hit the debugger. So it's working. It's gonna work once I do the test. All right, so I think that's working, so it should be good. Next, we added the empty search. Now we're going to go ahead and create a business process. So as I mentioned, main business process, main user flow in this site is to go ahead, enter the site, browse some products, and essentially check out. So that's the objective of any site that does sell those products. So I'm gonna go to analytics, business processes, and I'm going to add a new one. So I'm gonna name it ARZen. KPIs that I'm going to monitor, it's going to be mouse click and session replay, user session replay. Key expression, I'm gonna use correlation ID. And as the steps for this business process, the first one is the user actually entering the page. I'm gonna copy the step name and put that as the label of that step in advanced. And I'm going to add two filters here. So the first one, type equals to UX session. So every time a new session is created for a page, we are going to have that step active. I'm going to add another one, which is landing page.url. I'm going to go ahead and copy the URL of the landing page. Going to create this, and yeah, that's it for the first step. So I'm going to click repeat to create another step, and the second step is going to be the actual checkout click. So checkout started. Also add that as label. And a way we can see we can see what are the filters that we need here. I'm just going to go and, well, I already think I clicked in checkout here, but yeah, I think now it should be there, should be processed. So I'm just gonna click that checkout as you saw. I'm gonna go ahead, duplicate this step, and I'm going to check the KPI entries there. So analytics, KPIs. So that is going to be a mouse click because I actually clicked an element, and I'm going to drill through that element. I'm going to filter for current hour. And you can see here with the last one that I had, it's clicking a button where the display name is checkout. The artisan.com is the target host name. So that's our button. So that's going to be our filter. So every time anybody presses that button, we're gonna activate this step. So name equals to click on button, and display name is equals to checkout. And that's it. So click next. And the last portion here, just select any dashboard here. Doesn't really matter for our use case. Collection element already exists. There's I think because of previous tests, I'm just going to create the artisan 2 here. Close this one, and the artisan 2 is now created. Okay, so my business process is created, and now last step is to prepare some JavaScript commands that we're gonna run once we are we are recording the session. So the first one is to add a product added event into our timeline, and the second one is to add a product removed. So these ones are going to add our product added event here and the product removed over here. However, for that we need to get two things, two attributes. The first one is going to be provenance, which is a specific attribute. We can get that from Germain APIs session replay. I'm going to search for our session replay that we just executed. So this is, let's just start time increasing, and I'm gonna click this last session here. The provenance doesn't really change that much, so but it's specific for that that site. I'm going to go to the network tab. I'm gonna filter for the query, refresh my page, and the first query request that I receive, I'm going to open that, check on the preview data, and over here I'm gonna have a field called provenance, and this is what I need to copy and paste in my request here. So I'm gonna paste in both of them. The second one, the timestamp, we're gonna need first our session replay, and then we can go ahead and check the session, the timestamp. All right, so now we should have everything that we need for our demo. So I'm going to go ahead, just check if there's nothing open here for the sites. All right, open a new incognito tab, thearzen.com, and I'm going to navigate as I would be a normal user, right? I click one of these. I'm gonna add to the wish list. Yeah, just add to cart. All right. Gonna add this other one to cart. And then I'm gonna check the wish list. I'm gonna receive the page not found. I'm gonna click again. Click 3 times. I get some rage clicks there. So I'm gonna get a bad feedback here. Wish list doesn't seem to work. Send that. All right. So now that it's sent, I'm going to search for, I don't know, cap. Doesn't really exist. So, all right, we should receive our no search result there. Okay, let's go to the cart. So I want to remove this first one. I'm gonna click the minus here. Doesn't really do anything. Just click a couple times. No. Then I'm gonna remove that. And yeah, let's just check out. All right, so here it ends my replay. However, I'm not gonna close this window. Just gonna open the session replay. No, not the session replay, the developer tools. And here I'm gonna start to copy this first one, so the product added. Now we're gonna need the timestamp. So let's go ahead and grab it. Go to KPIs, session replay, drill through this. Let's find our most current session there. So I think this is the one. I think the time, maybe the time matches. No, I don't think the time is correct. Oh yeah, now it just popped up. Okay. So this is a session that we're working with. Right, so now we need to find when we added the products to the cart and check the time those additions happen. I will press spacebar as soon as I click the add to cart button there. All right, so it's paused now, and you can see the time in the tooltip there, 4:45:40. So that is the time I'm going to use to convert the timestamp. 4:45:40. 4:45:40. Convert to timestamp. Copy this one out. Open the dev tools, the one that I have with my session running, and I'm going to click enter on this one. Now I'm going to check the order. Just gonna refresh this. Gonna check the other time that I added a product. Oops, it just refreshed. Oop. A little. Oh, come back, please. So I need to stop at that point. Yeah, the thing is that this session is still sending the data there, so. All right, so that's paused. 4:45:56. 4:45:56. Converted. Change the timestamp. That's the second product added. And now let's go ahead, wait for more data to be found here, because then we need to add the remove product. So you can see already lots of things populated here. So I'm gonna remove the product a little later. All right, clicked removed. That's 4:46:56. That's the human timestamp, and I'm gonna copy this and I'm going to paste it over the remove product remove here. That should be it. So I'm gonna press enter. Just going to wait a little bit for this to be sent. And now our session replay should be done. We should be done recording. So I'm just gonna check this once again. Just refresh to make sure our, yeah, it's there, the icon. All right, so now we can close that site and close the session. All right, now the session is over. And the last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead in the business process that we created before, the RSN2, and we're gonna click the play button here to reprocess existing data with this BP. So I'm gonna select, yeah, the whole day here. So reprocess that. And that is going to start a batch job in the background that is going to check for the session replays which ones will have actions that match the criteria we put in the filters there. And eventually we can see the BP symbols over here as well, or markers. Yeah, I can see the markers there already. So first enter the page, and the other one checkout started. So hope this helps, and yeah, if you have any doubts, just let me know. Okay, bye bye.